Welcome to the Dead Bedroom Revival Podcast. My name is Corey, your host, and I'm very, very excited to be making this episode. Today, we're going to be talking about not listening to that inner bitch. And I'm laughing because I heard this from David Goggins. He's such an awesome dude. This guy is incredible. And he's actually quite right. I think a lot of us find ourselves in a dead bedroom or in a sexless relationship because we've got a habit of listening to that inner bitch. And I'm going to let that sink in for a little bit. Because it's not an insult to you. We all have done it. And you are not different. You are not unique. I think there's a lot of times when we just sort of go with emotions and things sort of start overwhelming us. So right now, if you think in the world right now, there's just so much going on. The fuel has gone up, which means that the food goes up. It means that for us in Europe, we are struggling for gas. So the gas prices have gone up because we're dependent on Russia. If you're listening to this podcast probably 10 years from now, right now, Russia is at war with Ukraine. And they control quite a lot of the gas that goes into Europe. So because of the sanctions that they've had, they've increased the prices, which means we are now suffering it within our pocket. So there's all these things that are happening in the world, and it can be quite overwhelming. And you're now feeling it with your shopping budget. Everything seems to be, if you spend, for instance, we used to spend about £70 for a week of shopping, but now we find ourselves having to spend for the same or even less, £100. So there's like this 30% increase on everything that we're doing. And it's only going to get worse. So in terms of, it's now the rates have gone up by 3%, which that means that we apparently are estimating that we'll be in a recession for over 2 years. So it means things are going to get tight. And I'm just going to tell you that this shit happens every 10 years. Like we had a recession 10 years ago. We're going to get into a place of abundance again. And then we're going to go into recession again. And it's just one of those seasons. So there's always these things that are happening. And when you understand that, it means that when that little bitch is telling you that, oh shit, the world is falling apart, you can afford this, and making you focus on what could go wrong instead of what could go right, it makes it so much harder to live life and be free and be focused. And this is important because when you are so scared of life and what's going to happen, and you're worried and you're overthinking things, when you come and show up to your partner sexually or intimately, that sort of can burden the whole interaction, can burden the whole seduction, because again, what you feel, they feel. Now it's called the law of transference, and this, you've probably seen this a few times. Imagine a comedian trying to, like when the comedian says these jokes, when they make the jokes, it's not the words, the material is important, but it's more about the delivery and how they feel about that joke. If that person is not confident about that joke and then they crack the joke, and I think everybody's experienced this before, that you try to crack a joke, but you're sort of thinking that maybe the other people won't find it funny, so you're a bit self-conscious about saying the joke, and then nobody really does find it funny. But then there's a time when you just said a joke, you're so free, and you felt like it was funny, and in fact, it was funny to you first before you said it, and then when you said it, it was funny to the other person. That's how you can transfer. And when it comes to seduction, if you're free, your mind is free of the clutter that you have, which is thinking about all this cost of living crisis, thinking about what's going on in Russia, is it going to be World War III? Is all this, like, you can easily start listening to this inner bitch, and then all of a sudden it's crippling you. And this is an important and pivotal time when it comes to your relationship, because when you can start, and again, I'm not saying being a complete be completely ignorant. Yes, it's okay to worry, and it happens that you can worry. But what I'm saying is that when I was speaking to a guy recently, and he was in this frame of mind, and I said, "You're only worrying because you don't know how to create value, so you can increase your income," and that's what it is. So, again, most people, they don't take the time to sort of journal, or at least put goals, pen on paper, and put the goals. What do I want to achieve? Okay, I'm earning this amount. Things are going a bit tight. What can I do to increase this income? Like, just ask yourself the question. And when you ask yourself that question, you might actually get answers. You might not get answers straight away. But again, it's just really training your mind to start asking questions. Okay, if this is the situation, if my little bitch is telling me, my inner bitch is telling me this, so what's the solution for this? And when you start doing that, and you do that often enough, you will find that voice will start fading away, and you'll be proactively looking for ways to improve your life and improve yourself. And this episode has been inspired by a post that I made, and I said in the group, you need to pursue self-development instead of trying to pursue sex as a source of happiness, because you're going to get true happiness when you just pursue self-development, whether it's career or income, all of that stuff. You have to just continuously looking for that 1% every single day to improve. So what can I do today to improve my potential of income? So whether it means studying, reading, doing a course, whatever it means, what can I do to get there? If I can't afford the course, what can I do to afford the course? So there's things that you can be working towards. And I think people want instant gratification, but that delayed gratification is probably the key to really achieving big goals and really getting good momentum. Because I think I've spoken about this, that it's easy to get downward spiral momentum. So like, you just think of something bad, and then it piles on and piles on and piles on and piles on, and then all of a sudden you find yourself just really depressed, not knowing what to do, being rejected sexually. Everything just feels shit in life. But then there's a time when you can just get momentum, go to the gym, do something hard, maybe do some boxing. While you're doing that, you've now focused on doing a new course, even though it's hard and you're feeling sleepy and you can't read and you can't study, but you force yourself to live through it until to the point that you get used to being used to studying and doing the work. And then again, you focus and keep doing it. Then you achieve that qualification. Then maybe you get another job. And again, if you've been in a job for 15 years and you've never had another interview, then start putting yourself through interviews. And I do this quite, it annoys my wife sometimes, when I just put an application for a job I don't really want. And I do that just to go and see, do I have enough qualifications, or do I have the capacity, or do I have the skills to do this job? So for instance, if I'm learning a course, I would actually start applying for jobs so I can see where I need to focus on in terms of getting the skill. So again, this is stuff that is important, and it almost feels like so alien compared to having a sexless relationship. But it's those are the things that you can focus on, and as you bring that focus, there's a few things that happen. It means that you become scarce. So your resource, which is time, becomes scarce because you got this focus, and that instantly starts building attraction, because you know how they say distance makes the heart grow fonder or something like that. I forgot the quote, but it's along those lines. So you instantly start having focus, and then that person now feels like they need to compete for your attention. And then the other bit is the fact that when you increase your value and then you increase your income, again, it increases the value within you as a man and as a person. And when you do achieve those things, there's another thing. You get confident, which is also part of you getting that magnetic thing. it's this magnetic field of sexual attraction. Because again, when you're confident in yourself and you're achieving things, you get this real momentum where you feel, I am winning at life. And this is where it becomes really infectious, not just in your house, your family, your wife, your partner. It also now happens within your workmates. Everybody, you are this fountain of just, where people can drink from. And this is how you end up becoming a leader. And when you're a leader, then you become even more attractive. And I see this all the time where we go certain places, the way people address me, just based on the fact how I feel about myself. How I exude confidence, therefore it makes them at ease, and then it makes them feel like they need to respect me. And again, that just translates into everything in your life. So this is why I was trying to get at. Unfortunately, there's quite a few people that post rubbed them the wrong way. So they got into semantics like, oh, happiness is quite like this. But really they knew what I was saying. The truth was that they just didn't want to go and then do the work, because it is hard. It's not easy, but it takes time. And then if you can focus and lean into it, and not listen to that inner bitch, then I can guarantee you'll be like, life is going to be completely amazing. So hopefully this has been inspiring for you. I'm not going to plug in anything, because I really, 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 really believe that if you can do these things, and even if you don't ever listen to my podcast episode, and really just focus on developing yourself and really making yourself better, 1% each day. It doesn't have to be massive change, just one little bit of change every single day. So, and I said this to my daughter recently. She does, like, I take her for hill sprints, which is a very, very difficult task, and she has to do 10 of them. And we're doing this, and then I said to her, who do you think you need to be better? Like, who are you trying to be better than when you do all of this stuff? And many years of listening to me, she says, I need to be better than myself. And I said, that's exactly. It doesn't matter if you get beat tomorrow, or another girl beats you, or another boy. It doesn't matter. As long as you're better than yourself, you're better than the person that you were yesterday. That's the only thing that you have to focus on. And when you do that, like, over a period of time, you'll be so far away in where you want to be, and happier and fulfilled. It will be unreal. So I'm really, really grateful to have this opportunity to have to share this message. Now, hopefully it's inspired you as much as it inspired me. So thank you very much. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care.